All right, here we go.
When I got to the last few scripts for the season and we read about the mech, it's definitely one of those big asks where it was like, how are we going to do this? And then we basically started off on the storyboard process, so that's where Rachel Doda actually got in.
Yeah, the mech, dude. This thing can go 360. It's awesome. Usually thumbnails, they're essentially drawings as big as your thumb. They're not any bigger than that because you're just trying to get the overall composition, the overall character structure. I just really was looking for compositions and different angles that I could get.
We do most of the storyboarding in Storyboard Pro Toon Boom. You can animate your boards in a really intuitive way. Basically, it gives a storyboard artist ultimately the freedom that they're looking for.
We take those thumbnails and we essentially draw them into Toon Boom. I'll then go in and maybe draw out something like even just a single panel, put all the beats in there and then break them out into what we call breakdowns. Then I'll go and with that initial layout, set up the camera so that we can see the flow here. This mech is huge. So I wanted to get that sense of scale. There's a shot where Jean is running up to Nora. Background, we see the mech. And as it comes into foreground, you just see this giant hand just swat these two people. And this is something that the director really wanted.
The camera, I mean, it's what really tells the story. Whenever a director is using the camera, they're saying, hey, look at this, look here.
We also use a lot of pop zooms in this one just because the robot is so huge.
This is the fight between Blake and Adam. I wanted to get as much intensity into this scene and energy and drama as possible. We're gonna be flying through the woods as Adam is chasing Blake. Huge trees, slash, slash. There's a lot of intense sound effects, intense music. As I'm boarding and I'm thinking about all that and trying to play through it in my head. So she's whipping around through the trees like Spider-Man.
We work really hard to make sure that there's a lot of emotion and expression and everything else that we're looking for is coming through.
Right now, I'm working on staging maps for the mech fight. When I put these together, first I study the animatic. And I make a whole bunch of notes about direction, which way everybody's facing. Junior has gone this way, Ruby's gone straight up into the air. This is where Weiss has frozen the robot's legs in the water, and it stumbles and it crashes into the back of the cliff. Junior then runs over to try and get up close and personal, as Crow says, with it. We need to do all of this mainly for continuity. We hand these files off to animation. Everybody needs to be on the same page about placement.
It's pretty awe-inspiring seeing the level of talent that we have in this studio and the people that are, again, working like crazy just to make this show so much better for the fans and for everybody.
I love anime. I was also a fan of RWBY before jumping on. From a perspective of a RWBY fan, this is probably one of my favorite volumes. And I think like if you put enough love into something and you like what you're doing, then it's going to show.